work. This girl had been dying to gather courage to talk to. Comes over to me. Daniel, those are some lovely fitting pants you have on. What do you think my response was? Let me hear from you. My response, this old thing, I bought them some 3 years ago from Neiman Marcus. The girl rolls her eyes in her head, and I see her pain, her disappointment, her frustration as she says, "You damn liar. You just bought those cheap things recently. And from Kmart. The Kmart tags are still on them." I look and lo, the tags are really still on them. As I peel those tags off, I see my opportunity walking away. Friends, my father used to say, every situation is a learning situation. There are obvious learning situations, like in this case, don't lie. But there are also not so obvious learning situations. I want to talk about one of these. You see, all my life I've been taught about the power of positive thinking, about the miracles in spirituality. But I've not been taught enough about the ingredients, about the elements, about the law of work. You see, it doesn't matter how positive your positive thinking is, or how prayerful and spiritual you are. If you don't add work to your plan, you will not reach your full potential, and you might not find real fulfillment. This is so important that God, who teaches by example, gives us his first lesson. His very first lesson is about work. Open the Bible. The very first thing you see is God working. The work of creation. Now, he doesn't work half-heartedly. He doesn't work lackadaisically. He doesn't even rest. He works hard. Day after day after day. It is not until the seventh day when he rests from work. If you get to the Bible, you get to John 10, verse 34, or Psalm 82, verse 6, it says there, right there, it says there, don't you know you are God's? You are God's, you still have to work. If Almighty God worked, you got to work. Now, when Jesus Christ came, he demonstrated the same lesson. He woke up very, very, very early and prayed in preparation for the work at hand. And then he engaged in his work. He never worked half-heartedly or lackadaisically. He didn't even rest until the end of the day. He put in everything in the field, in the work. Wow. And at the end of the day, he was exhausted. How do I know? One time we see him in a boat, so tired he passes out sleeping. Doesn't even hear the raging waves and dangerous winds about to capsize that boat. Disciples have to wake him up, and then he rebukes the storm. He was so tired and sleeping from all that work. Now, every human being, without exception, who has added work to their plan, has been successful, as long as they don't work lackadaisically or half-heartedly, but work consistently. All of them. I'll give you a few illustrations. How many here know of a great guy called Muhammad Ali, 3-time heavyweight champion of the land? How about that? One time they asked Mr. Muhammad Ali, how many sit-ups do you do? His answer was interesting. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I only start counting when it begins to hurt. Wow. Those who challenged for his title, when it began hurting, they took a break. Mohammed left it all in the field. When it began hurting, then he began counting. James Brown was referred to as the hardest working man in showbiz. Michael Jackson said, I work till I drop. These were all very talented people. Yet they had to work very hard. Remember one time, some reports said Michael Jordan had the flu. Others said he had dehydration. Others said he had food poisoning. Now, any other athlete would stay home and say, I can't go to work today, I can't play. Michael Jordan went to work, played for the Bulls. They won, but he dropped. Like Michael said, I worked till I dropped. He dropped on Scottie Pippen's shoulder, who helped shepherd him off that court, basketball court. We got to work. But you all know when we work, we got to have a goal. I like what Arnold Schwarzenegger says, that if you have the finest ship, the finest ocean liner with a captain, but that captain has no destination, ocean liner will work hard, but get nowhere, just going around and around. In the same way, if we don't have a goal, a vision, if we don't have a goal, we too will work hard, round and round. At the end of the day, we can't see what we've done. You got to have a goal. God had a goal. The universe. When Jesus Christ came, he had a goal. We know his goal was not to run or operate a 7-Eleven. We know his goal was not to run or operate a factory or a farm. His goal was teach. And he put in every ounce of his energy on that goal, teaching. What's your goal? Goal better be huge. Why? You see, God created us in his image. I frequently made the blunder and behaved as if I created God in my image, a tiny little God. And you see, I'm not alone. In Psalm 106, verse 36, it says they created idols and worshipped those idols and suffered. Maybe one reason we are not reaching our goals and getting the joy we really want is because we are creating God in our image and suffering. God created us in his image. What is God's image? Without beginning and without end. Boundless. Limitless. He created us in his image. We too are without beginning and without end. We too are boundless. Limitless. How can we be so huge and create tiny goals? Our goal must be huge. Big goals. Bill Gates understood this. In 1980, he told everybody about his goal. A computer in every home, on every desk. That's a big goal. A computer in every home in the world, on every desk. No doubt the man became the richest man in the world at such a young age. Goal better be big. When you have a huge goal, it motivates you to work. Consider this. A pair of twins, 4 years old, are placed such that one is in a room with the finest, most modern, most exciting toys for a 4-year-old. His twin brother